Always will. They were
Sorry, it never gets old.
Yes, it does.
Good evening,
Back and forth.
tractor pulling fans. We're back, show number 4, and I don't know what these fellers have up their sleeves and lady, but we're going to discuss some. They just had some successful events here in the last couple of weeks, and many more events coming up. We got some flyers we'll show. I'll try to keep up with them on which event they're talking about, etc. So, Olin, Richard, we'll turn it over to
And we
you
got Dave.
guys.
And we got Dave. He's here. See, he's still
And Dave, yes. It's all you.
Oh, okay. Glad to have you all here tonight. We had a great since the last time we talked. We've had some really, really good polls happen. We got some really exciting stuff coming up.
Can you tell he's had a good couple of weeks of pulling? Can you guys tell?
Yeah, well, okay, but I did have some very good results. But I did get to pull some very, very good tractors at the same time. One of the first ones, I'm gonna go with Carl, and I'm gonna go with Kyle, and I took Richard. I said, Richard, we're going 6 hours north. He said, we're going where? I said, place called Canandaigua. He said, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. And it took us like 2 weeks to learn how to spell it. So
let's hear him say it right now. Say it right now.
Where'd you go, Richard?
I'm good. New York, up there somewhere.
on top of a lake?
Yep, somewhere up there.
Just
somewhere,
yeah, Finger Lakes
somewhere around a
region.
bunch of Finger Lakes and all that happy stuff. It was up there somewhere.
The road name started with a G, a letter G. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that.
Gian Road.
There you go. There you go. See, we still have some.
Is that like G as in got to get new spark plugs or?
Whoa. Look.
We get
like a red John Deere G, or was that a Farmall? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was a Farmall or a John Deere G.
Before Kyle even start, I think the highlight of my weekend, or the most painful part of my weekend, was walking back up to get the number for the bracket pull, and the ladies at the registration trailer looked at me and said, "You got the Farmall that runs like a John Deere?" Yes, I do. Apparently, that's exactly how it runs. Thank you very much. Please give me my number and let's move on.
It was almost bad enough. We put one more spark plug off. He'd have made ice cream for us. It was bad.
Pretty much.
It was bad.
I have it still made the upper part of the pack, even on 2 cylinders. So there's that.
Yep.
Anyway.
We had a really, really good time up there.
Yes,
The track crew, we were there for 2 days, and they maintained the track for 2 days. It was 5 mile an hour. We don't generally pull 5. We generally pull 6. And it is a John Deere facility, but we had a good time.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, Sarah Collins, always famous. Thank you, Sarah. And that's Richard you're talking about, right? Anyway,
no, I'm the greatest. You're famous. There's a difference.
He's legendary. Legendary.
We had Carl with us one day. We had Kyle with us both days. Gotta admit, I like the way they handle situations. When situations come up, they was ASAP on it. We just kind of like mentioned, hey guys, this might need a little attention. And within 5 minutes, you could just see it happening. And they make a good decision call. Very impressed by how they went about it. Parking was plentiful.
Registration was fantastic.
We would like to request the ice cream trailer stay 2 days in a row.
Yes.
Not just one.
Yes, absolutely.
That's something we noticed that has to be improved upon. Not that it was their fault, but we did notice that.
I got my ice cream.
You got yours? Yeah, well.
You missed yours.
So what else did you see up there while you was there?
Well,
Your first far northern trip.
that was certainly my most further north trip, that's for sure. I have to say I was very surprised. When I looked at the track when we got there, I did not expect it to pull like it did. So hats off to you guys. That was very impressive to run that amount of hooks and not end up with absolutely just a destroyed track and 2 days. That's very impressive.
Well, thanks. It definitely was a struggle with it being that hot out, but the second day we got a ripper in there and was able to get some moisture back up through there. But yeah, it's a struggle sometimes. Definitely keeping the track to where you need it to be.
Yeah, you had some equipment malfunctions early on.
Yeah.
They're kind of lively on the track there, but you overcome it, and next thing you know, you're all back. Even had, I'm not sure what happened to that poor 4020 and had to be replaced, but did run it really hard for 2 days. I'm not sure.
It is a John Deere.
Well, no, I'm not sure what that was, but it might have just been like an alternator or something,
I'm surprised Brimley didn't jump in on that.
I'm not sure.
John Deere.
But they did run it pretty good. Oliver held together the whole time, though.
Yep, and it raked hay on Sunday, so we're good to go.
Yeah. So, tell us how your pool turned out for you. Your hook count, how many tracks you had the first day, length of time it took to run the pool, how the group fared with overall. Did they come out well? Were they happy with the results? Does the podcast help you with a poll? Other pollers might like to know, does the podcast help by being on? Tell us what you think.
Well, definitely think the podcast helped get it out there a little bit more. Saturday was by far our biggest poll we've ever put on. We had 386 hooks total between the 3, 4, and 6 and that jackpot classes that we did. Like I said, we got started a little later because it took longer to get the water into the track than we were thinking, but we didn't want to be pulling on a dust bowl either. So we figured we might as well start the poll an hour late. And the girls up front with the extra 100 people that were there and whatnot, they were a little overwhelmed, so it took a little longer on the sign up, but they handled it good, and we're not complaining to them at all. So. But yeah, we had 386 hooks. We had some pretty good paybacks in some classes. I think there was a couple of them 3 mile an hour classes that were a little around $400 to win. So that was pretty good payout in them classes.
Well, there's 160 hooks just alone in the 3 mile an hour.
Yeah, we did. One of the girls did a breakdown for us. So we had 160 hooks for the 3 mile an hour, 96 for the 4, and 102 hooks in the 6 mile an hour class. So
28 in jackpot hooks.
Yeah, by far, like we said, the poll definitely was the biggest one, and I think it was because of the bracket poll on Sunday that drew a lot more people in and a lot more hooks. So we're thankful for that. And yeah, we had a few setbacks right off the get-go, but we figured out how to work together. And like we said, we got a group of guys that meet every Wednesday when it's getting close, and we can't thank them enough for the hours that they put in, because I think we started around 11 o'clock and we finished around 11 o'clock. So it was a long day. Normally by the end of the day, you're struggling to find a scraper and a flagger guy because they're pretty well tired of standing out there the whole time. So, but no, that was a Saturday review. I mean, we can't thank the pullers enough for sticking around right to the end. I mean, there was a guy that pulled in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he was the last hook at the last night in the 9,700 pound class. And we can't thank them. And they were there the next morning, first thing, signing up for the bracket pull. So them two guys were pretty good with their Olivers, and they pulled about every class. They brought one from the 32 to the 97. So we can't thank them. But so yeah, our bracket poll, I feel like it was a pretty good success for the first year. I mean, we had 44 hooks, and I'm not going to complain with that. I mean, for the first time out, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm thinking next year we're not going to have a problem filling them 64 spots. But I guess
for a home team from up south coming up, guys.
Dave, what I'm doing?
There you go.
Kind of busy. Couldn't.
But yeah, we had a few people mention some ideas for the bracket poll, I guess, for next year. But I don't know. You guys are around them all the time. What did you kind of think how it went?
Well, I really like the segment. I don't know who the young lady was. It was on the sled. Videoed the last three from the sled. She did an excellent job. She's well spoken. It made a really good video. Uh, Not all places allow you to video from the sled. The driver's not, but a rider is. And I'm not sure who she was, but she did an excellent job at the end there. It was very nice how that went down.
I'm sure who she videoed.
Well, yeah, you've seen the video. I know. I'm not hiding from that, but it was a nice video of everybody from the sled, and that was an added feature.
That was an awesome feature.
You know, the signboard, it worked very well the whole time. You moved it to the other side of the track when we moved the track around and all.
Yeah.
Second day, you had water coming on, the scraper coming on all day, which helped a lot.
Yep.
You know, that little things like that. And, you know, you kept your scale well manned and you kept good track on everything. So, you know, good job.
What'd you think about the 3-track situation?
The movement, I didn't think it was a bad thing, but
I think it was an awesome idea.
I thought it was good because you couldn't say like the track had a really bad spot in it then because you was moving, and it did add a little bit. We was changing tractor setups as you was changing locations. We was moving things around, so it was making you work for your position. You know, it wasn't like you got to get there easily.
Right.
So, and you know, it was nice having a new location because, you know, with a 6 mile an hour tractor, they can go down there and they can cut some ruts and they can cut some holes. When you're laying down passes like was being done in them final passes, they was getting done.
Also makes it more of a driver's class because you can't just sit back. Well, this worked last time. The lines here.
Don't talk about them lines
there,
now. I mean, them lines have been having issues lately.
That wasn't in New York.
No, I know that was the other one.
Yes, you did really well with the lines in New York.
They have.
You and them got along.
Okay.
Lines in PA not so much, but you and the lines in New York got along.
But yeah, so you know, Richard was up there for his first time away from home that far, and that's when you take somebody away from home, never been away that far, and to a pool, and they have a great time, even with a tractor not running well.
Yes.
That's generally a sign that the pole is running good.
Yes. Even through those issues, I had a fabulous time.
Good.
Well, thanks. But yeah, we like I said, we appreciate everyone coming out and supporting it. Like I said, we can't do it without the group of guys and girls that we have.
It definitely takes a team.
It definitely takes a team. Carl and I have been doing it for I don't know, 8 years now, I believe, from the guy that was doing it. And
Before that, we grew up on that track.
yep, we've been pulling there all our lives. And then he was stepping down and we stepped in, and we changed some things there the first couple of years. And you know how change is with some older people. They're kind of, it ain't going to work. And you get a bunch of negative, and next thing you know, they're loving it. So I guess it's we're just trying to modernize the pulling a little bit, and got a group of people that are working together like no tomorrow. So,
Do you do any other types of pulls there? Stone boat, hot farm. What other type of stuff you do?
During our steam show, which is the second week of August, we pull Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday there. The only thing is during the steam show, we only hook one tractor per class per night because we get about 250 tractors show up. So a lot of them guys will bring 4 or 5 tractors and they'll pull one in each class and still go on that time. And Saturday night, we do a ESP event, which has 3.0 diesel pickups and modified super farms. And then we've got a pretty good following for hot farms down here. There's about probably 22 of us within 100 miles that we run another series local that so we put a pretty good hot farm show on too Saturday night with our big ESP show.
Is that the Western New York?
No, so we used to pull with Western New York. It's actually, so Empire or ESP is taking it on. It's their pro field class.
Okay.
And then we also pull with New York Hot Farms and their hot farm class. So And then in September, we put a fall pole on just like we did here Memorial Day, minus the bracket pole.
This year we got the Expo pole that we're running.
Yep.
Just tell
John
us
Deere.
about the expo.
Carl's going to have to tell you, I'm a
I-
Moline guy.
Well, really, nobody's reached out to us yet from the Expo as far as what classes are going to be running. So it's kind of going to be on a shoestring when we show up.
Like we
But,
talked last time, the guys that were running it aren't running it anymore. So they kind of got us to take it over. So we don't really know what to do because they do a little different pulling than we normally do. So I guess we'll have to reach out to people here in the next couple of weeks and find out what we're going to do. But yeah, other than that, the John Deere Expo, we really can't tell you much about that pole.
I think Friday nights is enhanced and Saturday is
That's
stock.
how they used to do it. They used to do Friday night was enhanced, and then they do a stock night. But
you guys having that the same time Penn Yan is, or
so it's the
same-
night. It's Thursday night is Penn Yan, and then they pull Friday, Saturday, I believe, at the Expo grounds, which is the steam grounds.
Yeah, I think the Coltons are planning on hitting the fair and then coming on up to the Expo.
Yeah.
Now, if there used to be a rule there, you guys ain't keeping that rule. You got to be at the show for so many nights.
It's news to us. So
If we were in charge, it wouldn't matter.
yeah,
So-
I guess we need to really probably sit down this week, and once we got farming done, I guess we can probably focus on the John Deere Expo poll now.
I think the Expo was in a situation, the numbers have dropped, huge over the last 5 or 6 shows.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to be pretty much sticklers on a bone stock tractor on stock nights, and they've kind of bent the rules around a little bit as far as like you couldn't even run an aftermarket air filter on a tractor. It had to be all stock. Now, last time they were allowing you to do, Canon filters and aluminum brackets and stuff like that. So
The
I don't
big
know.
horsepower add-ons.
Yeah.
But still no red, yellow, or the other color greens, right?
No, just John Deere green and yellow.
Yeah.
They did have somebody show up with a green farm haul once, and they got escorted out.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that, Richard?
That sounds like something I'd do.
Well, yeah.
But
But no, so that's we pull during the steam show and then do that fall pull. So
Hey,
who
like-
knows? There was talk this weekend, doing a small tire bracket down the road. So maybe Memorial Day weekend we do the big tire, and the fall pull maybe we do a small tire or something. I don't know. It's it'll be interesting. I guess we got to see how much we want to take on. But there's been talk. People say, why don't you do a pull during the summer or something like that? And it's like, well, we almost pull enough, but I mean, we got a great group of people, so maybe we can do something midsummer.
Are you likely to do a
Things
bad
like
as
that might
G
be
or a bad as A competition?
I have that.
I guess we could. I mean, it hasn't been brought to our attention yet, but if that's
Well,
something
isn't that what they do with the other one out there in the west?
Oh,
where
they
they
did that toughest G or whatever it was. Yeah.
I mean, just spice it up a little bit, guys. I don't know. Somebody might say something to you. I just stir in the pot is all I'm doing. That's my everyday job. So yeah, bad as G, bad as A. It's always be interesting what the outcome would be.
Yeah.
And a nigga New York, come see if you got it.
Well, we're open for options. We'll see.
Is there a stone boat up that way going?
Stoneboat's kind of a thing of the past up this
They
way.
do,
anymore,
There's a small, it's called Pioneer Gas Show, about 25 miles from here. They do a Stone Bolt Day. And I think that guy that puts that show on used to bring the Stone Boat to the steam pageant, and they used to do it in the driveway. Back when I was a kid, I remember that because I was like, what are they doing? But but normally by Saturday, it takes all day they do a little kiddie pole there and garden tractors and our big show. And like I said, by then, if you can find someone that wants to stand on a track and hold a flag, you're doing pretty good because it gets pretty scarce by Saturday night.
on Saturday, we got to build the track a lot different for the big tractors. It takes a lot more time, and it's, usually by Saturday you've had enough of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah, no, I think like I said, the bracket poll I think was a pretty good success for first time out.
All right, guys. That was very nice of you to comment and all that and be with us. I got a couple questions for Greg now I want to go into.
But please hang around.
Please, yeah, don't go nowhere. We might want to drop back in on you yet. Greg, I don't think you was there. I know I wasn't. But the Esteban had a benefit poll. How did that turn out? Did you hear?
Yeah, they had quite a few tractors there. I mean, I know they limited it to 2 hooks.
Dave, you was there.
He was.
I'm not quite sure how many hooks they had, but I guess they had quite a few tractors.
I think they were burned out from the night before. From the day before, they had a whole bunch of hooks. That's why they only had 2 hooks.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
And that was another good poll happening at the same time. And then we went into this past weekend. We did Center Hall, and all of us was there. And that was another very good poll. They polled small tire, big tire, payback, gambler's fees was applied, bracket money. It had a lot of options in the mix there. You want to talk a little bit about that while I got you on the screen?
Yeah, we had 39 hooks in 2 of the classes for small tire, which was, that was a quite big number for us up there. I don't know what they paid back, 3 places, I think, or 4. I think they paid back 4 places in that 5,055, which that was quite a bit for those classes.
Greg, why don't you back up a step and explain to everybody how the bracket pool worked up there with the qualifier and the actually having to pull or get in the bracket instead of just hand your entrance fee and say, let's go.
All right. So the bracket pool, they had to get into the bracket pool. They're pulling 45, 5, 55, and 665. You get points from where you place. You get the top 15 gets into the bracket. Then they pay for that. You got to pay to pull that bracket. We did have an issue with that. That's something I wanted to talk about tonight too, because the point system, the way we were running it, we found out it wasn't quite as fair as it could be. So if anybody has any ideas on how they run their point system, it would be great feedback for that. Since that's what the show's about, is learning what other places do and the better the pool, right?
I talked to Terry a little bit earlier this week, and he seems to have a bead on changing the way it is to more you earn a point by place instead of just, if you finish first in the class, you get 200 points. Because in talking to Terry, that's kind of how they ran it. If you were first, you were 200, and it was, I believe, 10 or 20 points down every place behind that. And what Greg's alluding to is, so if you got in the 6,500-pound class for a small tire or a big tire, you probably had to beat 4 or 5 tractors to get in the top 10. If you were in the 4,500-pound class, you had to beat 30 tractors to get in the top 10, and that kind of skewed a little bit of some really good pulling tractors didn't exactly place where they might have if things went a little different. But in speaking to Terry earlier, he's certainly working on that for the next one, and I'm sure they'll get it ironed out and it'll move forward.
Yeah, it's kind of like a good lessons learned. The guy that brought it up to us, he ended up having to leave, and he just called up and said, "Hey, listen, we need to figure something out." He was real nice about everything, and that's why I said I was going to bring in a great lessons learned for everybody that pulls for points, for a weekend. for that 1 day point deal like we do up here quite often. So if anybody has any suggestions, reach out to me. You can get a hold of me on Facebook for sure, or Terry Brown on how to run a point.
Yeah, that was a question I asked Richard about. How do you get there? And when you have different sizes of classes, it kind of skews the numbers.
It does.
If you have 15 in one and 30 in another, it makes it a little harder. How do you get there? And I looked at Richard. I'm like, I don't know how this all works out. I was just waiting to see. And then if the guy gets a seat, he gets a buy, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can go on doing on rule making, decision making.
So we had another issue though. Is I slipped one in there on Terry. We wasn't supposed to have a 4,500 pound class. I don't know. I threw that on the flyer, not thinking. But that was a benefit for us. It just shows that we need.
I think you got quite a few hooks out of that 4,500 pound class, though.
That's yeah, because normally we pull 5, 55, and 6. Now there's a lot of tractors. I thought if we added 65, that we could pull some more of those bigger G's down. The heavier John Deeres, but that didn't seem to work. But accidentally putting that 45 in there really paid off because it brought some tractors up from the south, and it helped the tractor count for sure. So I think we had 24 or 26 tractors in that 4,500 pound class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a very good pull as well. And the food truck stayed the whole time. Was glad it did for most of it. But anyway, now we got a pull coming up in 2 weeks at Sealands Grove, and Anthony Arnold, you should be here online with us. Isn't your name at the bottom of the screen there? AJ Arnold. You hear AJ? We're talking about you. Anyway, I guess poor Greg has to talk about AJ's pulls. I hate to do this to you, Greg, but let's roll again.
You're the northern representative
at this time.
Until
we get your people talking to us.
Well, right there is telling you 70% payback, $20 a hook. They're only pulling 45, 55, 6, or 45, 5, 55, 6, and 65. I believe they keep the top 3. You can pull 4 classes. They keep the top 3 in points in those 5 classes. 18-inch drawbar back, 20 inches high, 4 miles an hour, any cut tire. So it's going to be a very good pull.
They still will probably run into a similar issue on the side and how you move advance in the points. Everybody running points will probably run into a similar issue.
Yeah. I think with us keeping three hooks here, that might make a little difference.
Might smooth it out some.
Say that again.
Might smooth the averages out a little better.
It might.
I mean, probably not actually. I mean, we pulled 3 at Center Hall, and you kept 2, so it's the same difference. Pulling 4 and keeping 3. That keeping 2 worked out for somebody. I don't know who.
Somebody had his tractor loaded up and chained down.
I gotta say, somebody might have already loaded up one tractor ready to go home and ended up, I believe, winning a small tire bracket. I don't know who that guy.
I don't know nothing about that. That sounded like a bogus story to me.
Best storyteller wins, and currently I'm telling the story.
Yeah, maybe.
That's all small tire for that pull there too. So that small tire classes down here, here in Pennsylvania has been really big lately. Getting those.
And then later on small tire, the first time ever I believe we've seen it, is Strike Run going to do an uncut small tire bracket, correct?
Yeah, on the 24th. And that's going to be interesting. I'm waiting to see that one because we don't do a whole lot for small non-cuts, but I know.
Does that mean the typical top cut tractors are gonna go find the uncut tires and jump in, or
Well, I would hope not.
There we go. We figured it out.
There it is,
There we
Anthony.
go.
Everybody say hi to Anthony. We're gonna get you on here yet.
I would hope not. I'd hope people would play, right. And have,
Yes. I can
It's not
send him the
playing
link
right
and he
with
can
the
come in.
traffic,
He won't have an excuse.
well, there you go. You can send that to him.
What's
Okay.
that?
Yeah, send him the link. You won't have an excuse.
Yeah, send him a link there. Let's see if Anthony come on.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Hey, Anthony, get ready. We're gonna bring you on.
I
Get
don't
your
think
hairdo
you're-
done.
I don't think you're going to see too many of the guys from local, up in our area do something like that. I think I would hope not, but it's just like Washingtonville, we're having a light tire class for all light tractors. I'm hoping people get around for that.
Yeah, that's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was it, 3,200 pounds or something?
3250 up to 4250.
Yeah.
Keeps us out.
That's an Oliver class if there ever was one.
That's an Oliver.
B, John Deere B.
And John Deere B.
Farm
That's Stoffer.
All C.
and Hillbilly Chrome.
Hillbilly Chrome and the mouth for the north.
I think this Sunday there's a pull in Buffalo Valley, I believe. Is that this Sunday? Yeah.
June 11th.
Yep, this Sunday. And then there's a lot of polls. What else is on the schedule for this Sunday? Southern Maryland.
Southern Maryland's pulling.
June 10th.
And
Burr Hill is on.
Burr Hill's
Saturday.
on.
I think they canceled, didn't they? Did Burr Hill cancel? Or was that
I
another
think
one?
they did cancel. I seen that on Facebook.
And then I think Central Maryland Antique Club is pulling
They're supposed to be pulling Saturday, I believe.
Saturday at the Glad Hills.
No, it's a different group though.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
not
Glad
Glad
It's
Hill.
Hills.
not Central Maryland.
No, it is
It
Central
is.
Maryland.
It is.
Glad Hills isn't running. Central Maryland is.
Okay.
Um,
I think they got one going on. Anthony Arnold come on yet? Kenton Lee.
Not yet.
coming to the non-cut pool.
Yeah. Kenton Lee talking about going up chart run. Yeah, so
Where are some of you going to run this weekend? You going to run anywhere, guys? You farming or?
Greg, where you going this weekend?
I'm working. I'm
Okay.
down here in Virginia again. I've been here for the last 3 weeks.
Sounds terrible.
Probably not as spooky down there.
It's a long ride. I feel now I know how bad you guys feel driving back and forth every
It's a
week.
challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Oh,
Before we get in that, let's see what
There we
Nicole
go.
has coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's a nice
Sorry.
big schedule there. I think I picked that schedule up at Chart Run. I made it, I believe. Am I right?
Jimmy Quiggle made that. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yep. Let's give him some credit for that. So that's a lot of schedules, pull dates up there.
That's a lot.
A lot of different opportunities to go pulling. And I'm sure there's others that's not on there. I think you kind of like picked and choose to get the main ones that you knew was on the schedule at that time and did the best you could to fill the paper up and get as many as you could.
Mhm. I would agree with that.
So Miss Nicole, what do you have coming up?
We have Mason Dixon on the 17th
Oh, what month?
of June.
June 17th. What's happening? There's another poll on June 17th. And what's happening on the 17th?
Yeah, that's right. Right.
That is our normal pool, our 3.5 and 6 mile an hour classes, 3,000 and up, starting at 9 a.m.
Pulling tractors on the 17th is really going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go to Seals Grove. We're going to go to Virginia.
Or you're going to go to see Miss Nicole. What's going to happen?
You got the shootout in Virginia. You got the bracket pull in Sealing Grove. So it's an interesting weekend.
It should be a very good time.
A lot of tractors will go there because you get all the non-cut.
Yeah, and you run more of a 16.938 uncut tar is there most likely and 15.5. Correct, Miss Nicole?
Yeah.
They're-
I mean, we have a lot of M's that run 18.4s non-cut.
Okay.
We don't have no tire size rule.
Black and round.
Uncut.
Uncut.
3.5 mile an hour.
Yeah, then 6 mile an hour any cut.
Right. You know that, right?
Any cut, any size.
Okay, sign. And then after that pool, what do you have, Mr. Cole?
The following weekend, June 24th, we have Fallen Grove with our fast classes at 6 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour, and open. And then we
Is
will.
that an evening pool or day pool?
It starts at 3 o'clock. Because we have the tractors and trucks as well.
Trucks first or trucks after, or how?
Trucks will be last.
They'll be last later at night.
Yeah.
Is that different than last year or same?
It's the same. We're just starting a lot earlier so we can get done. We had 36 classes last year to do in a couple hours, so it was just too much.
So you probably still have 36 classes, but
A little more than a couple hours.
a little more than a couple hours. Is there a fair going on at that time too?
Yeah, they have one Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we have another pool that Sunday as well, just our normal 3.5, 6 mile an hour, just like Mason Dixon.
That would be on the 26th, right?
25th,
25th,
right? I think it's that Sunday.
and the other one Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday's the fast classes that night, and then Sunday will be our regular pool. And then we will have jackpot classes on Saturday night.
Okay. And that's most of the pools in the area that you have going on.
Yes, and then 2 weeks after that, we have Mason Dixon the fair again.
The other place I ran like a 2 something.
I'll be there for that one.
That'll be July 12th.
JR be videoing that one.
Yep.
And that's July 12th.
Better be.
Yeah, you better be.
And the antiques be running what night, Cole?
What?
What night would the antiques be running? Generally Wednesday, isn't it?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
What's that mean?
Nothing.
Oh.
I'm just aggravating her.
All right. So the Wednesday night, and probably start what, 5, 6 o'clock,
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to start at like 5:30.
and that would be a standard 3 and 6 mile an hour, 3.5 and 6.
Yeah,
2 hooks probably.
probably since it's the fair, but we will run 2 sleds that night.
Okay. That was a good pool to go to. You had fun, didn't you? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll go with yes. So anyway, thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Now, real quick before you jump onto something else there,
Owen.
What's that?
before you jump off on anything else here, also there's another hook on the 17th of June.
There is.
Yes, there is. It's a little further away for everybody. But
Yeah.
That's what we said. Yeah.
Oh, you did say that. Okay.
Jackpot
Yes.
Showdown. Well,
Jackpot,
thanks for
yeah.
putting the flyer up, though. That works.
Yeah. I
And
didn't
that's a
even
very
use
good pool. Dave and I was at that pool last year, had a really good time. Down there at Frank Rec Park. It's a very nice facility. Nice to go pool at. They have a nice track down there. It's kind of shade down there. Track can hook up. You can hook up on that track. And it was a nice trip. I have a feeling it's a 2-day pool, but I'm not.
No,
One day.
it's 1 day this year.
It's
One day this year.
It's
It's
1
2
day
day
this
last
year.
year.
2 day last year.
All
Starts
right.
at 10 o'clock. Registration at 8:30.
That's a very good pool too. And they got some payback and incentives in that one as well.
Yeah, 30% payback, and they got some jackpot classes, 500 to win. Looks like. Yep.
And you asked about this weekend. Southern Maryland is pulling this weekend. Richard, you want to fill us in on Southern Maryland?
So Southern Maryland does things a little different, and they're still trying to grow. So the format they're running currently is it's on Facebook that they run basically 2,500 to, I want to say it's 5,500 on Saturday, and then they run 6,000 6,000 up on Sunday. I spoke to their president and their vice president, and then basically anybody that has a 6 mile an hour tractor, no matter what weight class it is, show up on Sunday, it will get hooked to the sled. They've done a lot recently. They went from basically a 1 division club to now they're trying to open it up and entice more people. They still protect their 3.5 mile an hour tractors with kind of old style tire rules, and tire rules go by weight class, but
And weight placement rules.
yeah, all those happy things.
But that's their sandbox, and that's how they make the nickel.
Correct. But they've basically 6 and 8 mile an hour. They pretty much adopted Delmarva style Division 3 and Division 5. So, oh my, we might get an AJ.
Look, there's an AJ.
Mr. Popular.
Hi,
Well,
AJ.
I apologize, guys. It like locked me out of my messenger and everything. I had to go reboot everything.
Oh, we're glad to see
Sorry
you.
about that.
Well, we're going to pause and drop back now, and we want to hear all about what you're planning on doing.
Oh, for the King of Middle Creek. So I talked to Jordan Ferris from what he did last year for his deal. And pretty much what I was looking at is, so let's say there's going to be like 35 tractors in a class when it goes to the 45 and it goes to 5, 55, 6, and 65. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and start at a 50-point system. First place gets 50 points. Second place gets 49 points the whole way down the line. Because I think that should work. You know, when I do all the averages and everything, it should work out to give me my final 10. Instead of having big gaps in the numbers, it's only going to be 1 point difference.
Well, as long as you got a program and everybody knows it, they have to live with it and work with it.
That's right. The program is the program.
The program is the program, and that's how you're going to get there. So you got that far, and that's good.
I mean, if you guys think I should do something different, I'm open to suggestions because this is our first time
We're
doing
just
it.
watching and learning.
Well, I don't know if you were listening when Greg was talking earlier, but from the center hall suggestion, I think that's a topic of discussion. I think no matter what you do, like Olin said, as long as you have a system and everybody knows what the system is going in, then it kind of is the system.
They have to deal with it on their sign up procedure.
Correct.
So if you define what it is, we base it on where you place on in the top 10 in your class, and it doesn't matter if the class is 10 tractors or the class is 40 tractors. It's the top 10 that gets picked from. That's how it is.
Which is how every season points championship is across the board everywhere you go.
It could very well be a 40 tractor class there.
40 tractor classes there.
It's a good facility. It's a good pull. AJ, the Buckleys, they all have done a great job over the years, proving it can be done. I think you got an enhanced scraper tractor now. I hear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's got all new wheels on it now too because of the Super Pool that blew out the front tires there. So Senior ran and got brand new rims and tires. So it's got all new shoes on it and everything now.
And doesn't have water tanks on it and stuff like that or something. Did I hear or not?
No, there's no water tanks on it, but Senior has that wobbly wheel roller that he bought it from Beaver Fair. It was their old one they blew up. Well, Senior bought it and then he donated it to Middle Creek.
Okay. So you got that worked out too. Registration there is always real nice. It's the building has a little shake to it when you go upstairs. But after 2 or 3 visits there, you don't notice no more. Doesn't shake as much as the Fawn Grove building does. It's got a much better shake than Fawn Grove one does. Nicole,
well, we're gonna try something different for the registration. So the ladies up there always had cards, like an individual card for each class. Well, I've been to Beaver. I've been to numerous pools where they did it one sheet. Like you literally fill your name, your tractor out, all that, and then you just circled what you're pulling.
That wasn't Center
No.
that one's
Center Hall just signed
Center
up.
Hall, you literally went.
You put your name on the sheet, pull the chip.
However, that's no different than Canandaigua did, and that's really no different than what Virginia does or any of those.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just easier than trying to follow through all these cards. That's how the ladies have always done it. And you guys know how it is. When somebody has something set in their mind, that's how they like it. So I talked to the ladies to see if they let me do this. I think they're going to let me do it to try to make everybody's life easier.
Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people know how's the food going to be there. It's still one food facility, or you got other ones on site. It's going to be a big pool. Just asking. Always like to know.
The food facility, the one that the Middle Creek has there right next to the track, that'll be the only one that'll be there.
Okay. And parking is the whole parking area. One sled. Has the track changed in the last couple of years, or sleds changed, or anything anybody needs to know?
Well, I think Greg, what was it like 2 years ago? They put more clay into it. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 2 years. 2 years ago. Still a good track though. Very, very good track. Wide.
Mm-hmm.
Long.
And what's the average length of a hook there when you generally run a bracket pool? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I want to say we're anywhere from 260 to 280.
Okay. Because we often talk about how long a pool set up to run. The average hook at Center Hall was what, 220, 240? This past weekend. Canandaigua, what was the average length of the hook? I can't remember.
220s.
220s?
220s.
To 250s? Yeah.
No, not the 250s. Only certain people got the 250s.
All right. Anyway, but it's still 220-ish. So I was just asking how it was. Are you running sign boards, speed boards, distance boards?
So we're not that fancy. So it's a 100-foot cone. You go past that, after that 100 foot, you are done. If it beeps, and now if you stop, we'll keep your distance. But if you keep going, it's done.
Okay. Everybody has a way of getting it done, and so we're okay with all that. We just need to like to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I agree. I understand, because I've had people come up and they go, "What do you mean 100 feet?" I'm like, "Well, it sort of takes the guessing out of the flagman if he's favoritizing somebody,
Mm-hmm. And you're allowed 4 hooks, I think Greg said, and your lowest is drop, or 3, and your lowest is drop. How's it going?
Yeah, 4 hooks. You're allowed. We're gonna keep your best 3.
Okay.
So, Olin, are you coming up?
Well, we're thinking a lot about it. There's a lot of good choices that day, but we're hoping we can play.
So what you mean is, if you show up, I should just write you the check?
No.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna have to hand it back. Oh my.
Well, the way you've been pulling, I was up Saturday at Canandaigua. I was watching
He's gonna have a flat tire.
Yeah, my help was here. My help was here. They wanted a little rougher than that. But anyway, I would enjoy. I do enjoy coming up and seeing how it goes and playing in the game with y'all. How it turns out is always a little bit in the a wild card. You never quite know. I've had 2 good weekends. Yes. I'm really, as James Grossman told me one time, he said it's hard to be the king of the hill more than 3 times in a row. So I'm thinking I'm about getting close to the hard to get done anymore game. James Grossman told me that one time. He said all the stuff to stay there. So, and it does move if you watch the pulls and you watch pullers. Lead tractors kind of move, and then they kind of somebody else learns whatever it is that happens to be, and they move into the spot, and it moves around, it floats, especially with good pullers like we have in this northern tier East Coast. It could happen any day. A change can occur, and a different tractor will dominate for a while. Weather pattern change. You put the wrong tire on, it might not be a 16.9 34 tire, might be a 14.9 38 tire day. The track can change during the event, and a rain could come up and change the whole formula. All sorts of things happen. And so you got to get off the sofa and go there, take load your tractor, and find out what happens.
JR's dying.
The JR must got had his funny bone tickled somewhere.
It's about time.
No, I'm eating. I'm eating my dinner because I got to go back to work then.
Well, we was very glad to have you stop in with us. Because that's a privilege. And we want to see more.
Okay.
What's that say?
Oh,
Hey, I'll be fine in there. Hey, thank you. Hey, there's a lot of truth in there. There's a lot of truth in them line subject. What I put on Facebook? They said, "What are you going to do different?" I'm going to try the other side of the line, on the other side of the track. Anyway, somebody asked me that. I'm like, "Yep, try the other white line."
Well, that one got erased, so you got away with that one.
Oh, that one got erased. Yeah. Lines that's a touchy subject.
That's what we're here for, is touchy subjects.
But anyway, we have to have lines, and we have to live by them. We have to live by the horn, and that's just how the game's played. And we go play in it and enjoy it as it is.
There ain't a tractor puller out here. He ain't got a DQ by either a line or a horn or both.
Yes.
That's
If
just the
you're
way that
any
works.
good, you got DQ. Absolutely.
And if you don't cozy up to the horn, you're not getting there.
That's right.
That's facts.
I think I want to take a minute to mention. I talked to Kenton Lead earlier today. Les Landis is having a rough time. We should have a little bit of prayer concerns for him. Or if anybody wants to do that, his family, he's having a difficult time. Family would appreciate that. Everybody knows Les around these territories. He's got an Oliver puller, got a long history of pulling back to the buck. I don't know, many years. Also want to mention that probably next month, Kenton Lee is going to come on and talk to us about Effort Affair. And they are going to have, I understand, something in September and 6, 8, and maybe faster classes at the Buck, running 2 sleds for antiques. Kind of a replacement to the Muddy Run pole with the FFAers up that way. Don't know all about it, but there's talk about something happening. So hopefully by then, Kent will have the details. You'll be going into the Falls, Lanco, and some other great fairs in the Lancaster area. We'll be talking about them. And then there's still more coming. Like I showed you the schedule from Pennsylvania. Then you got the Burr Hill coming up later in the fall. What's that say? Yeah.
It says June 24th chart run.
June 24th chart run. Burr Hill had a great one last year. I think it was the only place it wasn't raining. A lot of guys went there. That was a good pull. I didn't get to go there. I missed out on that. We got Kent County. Delmarva's got a lot of polls coming up. And I think right now would be a good time to talk about what Richard has on his mind.
What Richard has on his mind.
And don't forget, we added a poll to the schedule, too.
It's not what Richard has on his mind.
It is tonight.
It's what Delmarva has on their mind. So, JR, you have our schedule and our flyer, right?
I'm working on it.
You can start with the schedule, and we'll go from there.
Schedule?
You have the schedule.
You can read the schedule while he's
okay.
Because that's it.
That is the schedule. You're right. See,
There you go.
he skipped ahead. Never mind. We'll go back to the schedule.
Yeah, go back to the schedule.
So, it was decided at our meeting last night that we have an opportunity at the Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Association's 50th anniversary show. We're having our regular pull there on that Sunday, July 9th, but they've decided to give us a few hours to basically do some extra exposure on Saturday the 8th. So what we as a club have decided, instead of just doing the same classes we're going to do on July 9th, we're going to change it up, and we're going to try to halfway steal a page out of Center Hole's book, and
our other northern friends.
Our other northern friends.
Our southern friends.
And our southern friends. Whoever wants to come play can come play. We're going to run that day. We're going to run a 6 mile an hour big tire bracket pull with qualifying classes ahead of time. Because of time restraints, we are going to both limit the field, and we're going to limit it to 2 hooks. The weight classes are on the flyer. We're going to run 45 to 6,000. We're not dropping a hook. Both your hooks will both your hooks will count as far as your points. So don't be an Olin. Don't be an Olin and get the line. Please, please, please. One, we want you to pre-register. So if you have a tractor and you're interested in coming, reach out and let us know. We're going to limit the field to 25 tractors. And for anybody that is going to attend, on the flyer you see it says you must be on the grounds by 9 a.m. The reason for that is the Steam and Gas Show is going on. Obviously, it's a big show for them at the 50th anniversary, and we want everybody in and parked in our designated parking area, because after that time in the morning, the foot traffic and the in and out traffic get absolutely ridiculous down there.
We can't even guarantee you entrance into the fairgrounds after that time.
Correct. You very well might not be able to get in.
Turned away.
They very well may wave you on. But the way we're going to do that is, as I said, very similar to Center Hall, except we're maxed of 2 hooks because of time constraints. We're keeping both hooks. We are going to do 50% paybacks in all classes, and we are going to pay $500 for first and $300 for second in the bracket pool. So please, we're going to try something different. Please show up and support our endeavor if you can. We'd be greatly appreciative.
But if you got a good small tower tractor that does 6 mile an hour, don't be afraid.
Well, and to Olin's point, that 6 mile an hour is the max you can go. If you have a good 3.5 mile an hour tractor and you want to come try and play, and it only weighs 5,000 pounds, if you want to play, come play. To the first 25 spots, there's a spot for you. If you come to the bracket and decide you want to stay until the following day and hook our regular hooks, you'll have 3 hooks that day. So we're trying something different. So if you can, reach out to me, Olin, or basically any of the other members you know on Facebook, and they'll get back to us. But I'd love to see some of those that we've traveled to travel back.
It's a pretty big day at the Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Show. It's their 50th anniversary. They're going all out. And so they're going to be just everything you can imagine going on. So that's why we limit on park. We got a certain amount of parking space designated to us, certain parking area. We're not allowed to go at the other end of the track. We got to stay inside the track. It's pretty tight, but it's very doable. But they got a lot going on. And with the steam show,
the show itself will be on RFD TV. That does not mean I expect any of us to be on there, because if any of y'all watch that, the chances are slim, but it's not impossible either. So that's some pretty good paybacks as far as I'm concerned. And quite a few Delmarva members have traveled to some other clubs, so we hope to get some involvement back from both our friends to the north and our friends to the south that couldn't be here tonight.
Did you tell me you had a little payback?
I told him we had a big. I told him all the paybacks. We have a 50% payback for your qualifying hooks, and we're paying. I'm guaranteeing the 500 and the 300 payback for the bracket.
Are you going to throw a gambler fee in?
If y'all want to play the gambler fee for the bracket, that funds itself. So sign up and let's go.
Is AJ having a gambler's fee?
There we go. We got the regular.
Oh, don't forget you added a day too.
Yes, we did. Now you got to come back.
Was there ever a doubt? Come on, guy. It just takes me a while to find it.
Hey. So obviously we're already past June 3rd. That's gone because we had a scheduling malfunction. We also rescheduled that poll last night. It's for the Sunday before, so let's make sure we get the date right.
June 23rd.
For June 25th, which is right before we're going to do the Steam and Gas Show. So if anybody's available, we will be running the full Delmarva schedule that day.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. For some of these guys that
if you like to try to track out in advance.
Yeah. It is a good practice day.
June 25th, where's that at?
That's going to be in Tuckahoe. That replaces that's going to replace the one we lost on June 3rd.
Because of schedule conflict.
Yeah. Yep.
Then of course, a Sunday. Oh,
yes, sir.
That's correct.
I think I'll be there.
Oh,
there you go. Now you got a chance to be YouTube famous. Come on out and join us.
I wish I could be there.
Okay, choices.
No.
Obviously, we covered July 9th, and we were adding July 8th. And then we will move from Tuckahoe on the 9th to July 22nd. We will go to the Kent County Fair. July 29th, we will go to the Delaware State Fair. August 5th, we'll go to the Great Pocomoke Fair. August 12th, we'll go to the Queen Anne's County Fair. September 3rd, which why this guy keeps loving to do it on Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, but he does what
We
he
can
does.
tell you who the promoter is.
No,
Mr.
I don't know who the promoter is.
I do.
Honest with you, it's you.
At Indian Acres Campground. No, it's still you. You're stuck.
I don't know about that.
Dave wants to be shy over here in the corner, but he normally tries to get some sponsor money and some decent paybacks, and we tend to have a good hook count and we tend to have fun.
That's our most northern pole.
Yes. It's also one of our more laid back pools because we
It's
don't
a
have
Sunday
to.
because that's Labor Day weekend. And
Yes.
Labor Day is the next day.
That's right.
Yes, it is, and it's a good weekend, as long as we don't have any malfunctions. That's pretty much. I mean, we still have some raffle tickets that we did not bring tonight. If you guys like
Maybe give him a tuck up. See you there.
there you go. If you'd like to have a chance at winning a pedal tractor, again, JR's been nice enough to make sure that mine and Owen's phone number are both on the flyer he just posted a minute ago. So, or again, send Delmarva's page a messenger on Facebook, and one of us will get back to you. But we're doing a raffle for a pedal tractor, and we're also doing a raffle that basically gives you a gift certificate to get a scale model done of your pulling tractor, and Delmarva will foot the bill for it. That's pretty much the going-ons at Delmarva at the moment. I did see a comment that apparently we need to talk a little more about Southern Maryland because we stopped and went back.
Let's go back there.
Southern Maryland has done a lot of changes. I believe
2 sleds.
Yes, they do. They have a old sled that
It's good to about 4 miles an hour.
was one of the reasons that they stayed pretty much that one class that they normally had. Now they're running a bigger sled that has stopped semi pulling tractors, so or trucks and limited light modified tractors, so they can pretty much stop anything now. And they've added the divisions to basically parallel Delmarva for 6 and 8 mile an hour. So they're trying some things to grow their club and kind of promote the sport as well. So if you're,
where's the pool at?
the pool this weekend is going to be at the St. Mary's County Fairgrounds. They're also having some kind of crab festival or something like that going on with it.
What town's it in?
That is in Leonardtown, Maryland.
Right on the main road?
Yes.
At the fairgrounds.
Yes, it's
Two
literally.
roads come together.
Yeah. If you can find the end of Route 5 and Route 4, you can look over and you'll find the track. I promise you.
Yep.
It's a little bit of a ride for us, but some of the Virginia guys could probably be there faster than they could be to Delmarva if they know the right way up 301. So it's all out there. It's all going on right here in beautiful Maryland for as much as we can get pulling done in Maryland.
I think Lawrence says Dragon Motorsports is pulling Saturday too. And was it Rappahannock?
They're pulling this Friday and Saturday. Got a 2-day deal there, yeah. And it's Miller's Tavern, Virginia.
Miller's Tavern,
just between Tappahannock,
Are you going?
It's close to Tappahannock. No.
Are you going?
No.
Okay.
So did I miss anything, you two? You wasn't at the meeting. Did I miss anything on?
That's most of it.
Okay.
So I'm sorry because I'm bumbling around on another screen here. So your pool this weekend in Southern Maryland, you say is at the Route 3 or Route 4 and where? Route 5?
Where Route 4 and Route 5 come together.
Wow.
Or basically you drive straight down Route 5 and again, you can't miss it.
They have a nice track, nice facility, nice bathrooms. Food's gonna be tough on Sunday, Saturday, something about crabs.
Well, no, they will be there both days. They're having their crab festival or Southern Maryland seafood festival or something down there this weekend, and food will be in no short supply. Neither will beverages of your choice. And I'll leave it at that. They're
Actually, it's right on Route 5. Route 4 comes over.
it is on Route 5, but yes, you can see it where they come together right there because
Actually, the fairgrounds is right there.
because you came the
I
other way.
came the other way, and I thought it was just as easy.
It
I
is
gotta look
just-
that up. That's quite a hike for me. Wow.
It takes us about 2 hours and 15 minutes to get there, JR. And
It's 3.5 for me easily. Yeah.
And that's
no biggie, but
that's not fighting that beautiful Bay Bridge one way or the other and things like that. But
I don't have to fight that, but I got to fight Baltimore
we have
and DC.
We normally have a very good time when we go down there. It's if you like more laid back grassroots pulling, that's a good place for you to go have a good time and kind of chill out. I think, I'm not sure, but I think me and Alan are probably going to venture down there on Sunday and kind of just play instead of be quite so serious, since somebody's on a winning streak and needs to just relax. That ain't me, but somebody is.
Amen.
Well, you don't go to finish second, do you?
I never go to finish that.
You know what I mean?
The weekends I've had the last couple weekends, I'm just happy they run back on the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one week one tractor won't run. The next week the next tractor, somebody accuses me of cheating, and I look at my hitch and like, no, it was tight before. Oh shit, it's broke. So yeah, it's tractor pulling. That's how it goes.
Yep. So we get close to the end of our hour.
Yes, we are.
So we go around, we'll talk to all of our guests, see if they have any final notes.
I think we absolutely should.
All right. Go ahead and lead off there, Richard.
I did all my last talking. Let's go back to New York, and we'll work our way back around the horn.
Your friends up in New York.
I did have a great time in New York.
Whereabouts are we from?
Yeah, you know the town?
No, and I ain't gonna try to pronounce it, but I had a great time.
I can say it. Canandaigua.
There you go.
Yes,
No,
Anyway,
no, thanks again for making the trek down, and hopefully we'll see you guys next year for the bracket that's going to be bigger.
What was the total outreach of your tractors when you total outreach? How far, what, north, south, east, west? How far did you pull tractors?
Well,
You guys were the farthest from the south.
JJ Kinsey had his.
I was going to say, Kinsey was a little further.
Yeah,
That doesn't really count because
they got a ride there.
yeah, yeah. So that doesn't count.
but yeah, I guess I really don't know the answer to that. Carl probably knows them guys a little bit better than I do.
How about northern? How far north do you actually pull
There was
tractors?
a Vermont tractor I thought I heard signed up.
Yeah, I think there was a Vermont one.
Vermont,
But no. Go ahead.
How about east and west?
I honestly couldn't tell you on that.
Yeah, I guess we'll
How's
add
that?
that to our list next year.
Our cheat sheet doesn't have that on there.
New was there. Was it JC? He was there, and he was Honesdale. That
South
was him.
PA.
Yeah. And then I don't know West and West. I'm not sure how far west you go. Who was there? But it was a very good bit of tractors covered in a lot of territory.
Yeah, for the most part, I think everything was from the East Coast. You know, nothing really too far west. I don't even know if there's any Ohio tractors.
No Ohio guys. But no, it worked out good.
So-
By far our biggest pull.
Is there anything that you would have us do different?
No, I'm pretty good.
Other than the ice cream?
Ice cream. The ice cream was an important thing, you know.
Man want to celebrate, couldn't even go get an ice cream.
Go get ice cream. I said, man, Richard, let's go get ice cream. He said, I want to go on. I'm like, we had a problem here. It's like, I'm going to call Houston. Anyway.
That's a hike.
No, just keep on. Come back on the, we'll help you have a podcast, bring you back, and get you some more tractors, and just make it even better yet for you.
Do you think that's a good weekend to do a 2-day pull like that?
I like 2-day pulls when I travel distance from the house, because you go one day and you pull the next day. And with bracket pulling, you never know if you have the first round or not. So 2 days, it does spread your costs and your distance time and your time out. So that's always a plus. Some of the closer tractors, I did notice they only pull one day.
Yeah, I can't.
But
day.
I'm not gonna. I don't like to travel a great distance for one hook and possibly being done, which is bracket pulling. you hit the wrong tractor first round, you're not going very far.
No.
Right.
And we all know that, and that's one of the problems with bracket pool, and it's also one of the perks of buybacks. So and I don't even know how to discuss the subject of buybacks. And I do it at Beaver, and I've done it at Sealands Grove before, and I don't even know what to tell you about that because I don't even know how that goes. And double elimination and stuff, it's somebody has to explain it to me all the time. But it's good. It's a good way to so you're not one and done, because on the first round, half tractors is one and done.
Right.
So that is something that has to be thought about in all, especially large bracket pools, because now you have 64, 32s going first round. So I don't know what to say about all that. How much time does it take? How many more hooks it adds? Do they buy back? What's the buyback rate? Maybe Greg can enlighten us on that.
What's your thoughts on entering a tractor twice, 2 separate drivers?
Well, that would be interesting, but
I think that would get you in a real sticky situation real fast.
I think it could get. Yes, I do think it'd get a little.
I was just thinking, if you have a hard time getting the number like 64, if we would have done that, it would have been easy to grab another 20 hooks out of 10 tractors.
After this year, I don't think you'll have a problem getting to 64.
No,
that's what we're hoping.
I can't see that happening.
Yeah. I don't see it. Greg, what do you think?
No, they shouldn't have an issue getting 64 tractors next year, as long as they keep that payback up. Because I believe that's what brought a lot of it in is payback. Upping your guys' payback helped you guys a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, even on our Saturday poll, we changed the percentage back to the pullers this winter, and that helped out. We did to get some comments on that they noticed. I mean, that one guy, he won one of the 3 mile an hour classes, and he's like, I got $415, so he was pretty happy. But yeah,
I told Richard when we went to the bracket pool, Richard, the bracket pool is I'm not gonna lie, it's fun to win a bracket pool. But the real fun is trying to win the classes with the payback money. Because you have more chances to get out there. When you say, Greg, you've been on a lot. The payback money and the multiple options in the classes, because that's where you really have to kind of focus at when you do these polls is them payback classes.
Yeah, I'm more anxious to go and pull these point stands than I am a bracket pull anymore, because bracket you're pulling against one guy. I want to see where I stand with everybody.
Yeah.
So
they doing both.
So what will come in the future? Just watch it, decide what's work. Everything's kind of got like a little wave to it, and it comes and goes and ebbs in certain areas. And tractors it moves into an area, tractors pick it up and run it that way, then they move into another, then they come back around, another area picks it up, and you can see it kind of move around the country in different areas. So whatever the wave is in your area, kind of ride on it. And if it's to move into the classes, or does it stay a true bracket, or does it stay go into a buyback next? Well, that's just how your people are going to feel with the direction you need to go. And is there a right answer? Not yet. Not doing it is definitely the wrong answer. Doing something is progressive.
I agree with that too. What does it say?
Maybe we could try the points thing for the fall.
See what it does.
I think Richard would like to come back with his family.
I would love to come back.
With your family?
That's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus.
Back with a tractor that runs right would be better, but the only advice I'd say there is definitely I would never want to see anybody try a bracket pull by itself without either qualifying classes or for a buyback because in today's time, I don't see anybody driving 2, 3, 4, 6 hours to possibly hook, like we've all said, hook one time, get put back on the trailer, and you're going home. That's going to be hard no matter what your payback is because you already know you're going in having to win 5 rounds to get the money in the first place.
Yeah, if you guys, I mean, what they did was great because they had that pull Saturday before.
That's right.
That brought tractors in. Then
And-
the benefit was if the guy could spend the night and pull that bracket the next day, that was a great big bonus.
Yes.
Well, and I give them credit for that too because you didn't pull on the same track when you got there to pull the bracket that you did the day before because that track was completely different by the time we pulled the bracket than it was when we finished up the last class because they worked it what seemed like for hours that night. So
yeah,
it really changed.
Well, we needed to do something because it was starting to get a little dry, so we didn't want to enter the bracket day with a concrete track like sometimes it gets during our steam show. So, but the nice thing is everyone's got to pull on the same track, so that is the advantage. But no, I think we'll take a few options a few recommendations we had this winter, and when we have our big meeting in the winter, we'll change a couple things. And I think next year we're going to try to get a distance board and add that to our speed board. And I think that might make it a little bit better just to know because we had a couple close calls there. We're within 3 inches. People were getting knocked out of the bracket, I know. So,
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's bracket.
That's bracket pulling.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened down Chatham? The final 2 pulled the same distance exactly according to the sign board
Yes.
or something. I tell you, that was close.
Yes. Wow. It comes out like that there.
2 very good tractors too, wasn't it? Blake and Griffin.
Oh, it was amazing. Same, was it 300,000, 3 digits back?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It was amazing. I don't know how that happened. Yes, but yeah, just keep on trying. And wait. You have to run it sometimes to find out what the right answer was. And we're going to run this bracket pool. We know it's the right answer for us.
Nope.
No, but are we going to try something?
Yep.
Yes. Are we going to learn something? Probably. We're going to learn that we did something wrong? Probably. We're going to have a good time trying? Yes.
Yep.
We're going to lie about it afterwards? Yes.
Lie about it the whole time.
Yeah.
We're going to put white lines there? Yes.
On Owen's tires.
They're going to
That's
paint my
even
tires
better.
in
That's even
advance.
better.
They're all their fault.
You're just used to the weekend before where there's only one white line.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true. Anyway,
Greg. See that?
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Uh,
In other words, we're going to do the damn thing.
no, I did forget to tell. They're having a King of the Hill there at Trout Run too on the 17th for that point stain.
what size tractor would that be for King of the Hill?
That's going to be small tire.
Cut on.
45. Same thing that we're running at Sealands Grove and up at Burr Hill.
When is that, Greg?
That's on the 7th or the 24th. Sorry, the 24th of June.
And that's a cut or uncut?
That'd be cut.
Maybe.
I got. There's a couple acres of ground up there. I got. If you guys just want to leave some tractors there for a couple weeks, we can store them. I store them for you.
That's good. Do we need to leave the gas cans with them too?
No.
No, just checking.
But yeah. So you're gonna have, next 2 weeks, next 2 weeks, 17th and the 24th. There's gonna be some good pulling those two.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember what was up there? Trout Run last month. So.
And there's good pulling in Delta. There's good pulling in Virginia. There's a lot of good pulling. Because pullers who are ever watching, keep the faith. Antique Tractor Pulling is live and well. All you have to do is get out there and find it and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
And Nicole, you got final words for us?
Just hoping that we can get some pools in this year without no more rain.
Well, depends on where you at.
We
that ranking.
aren't talking about that.
The way you talks about it. And AJ, I guess he's gone.
Yeah.
That was nice of him to stop in.
Praying for rain.
All right, Mr.
Yeah,
McIntyre.
it's dry. But they can do it during the week.
Yes, during the week is fine. Weekends, leave it alone.
That's
care.
right.
I don't care when it rains.
All right. Well, since Olin thanked everybody for being here in the beginning, I'll thank everybody for being here in the end. And look forward to talking and pulling against most of you. And good luck to everybody. JR, do your thing.
Thank you, JR, for hosting us.
One more message. I don't want to cut him out. Okay, yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate, all of you coming on. You guys just let me know next month when you want to have another show, and like, subscribe, share. These guys are busting their butts to make this show go. So
The same Thursday works every time. That comes right after Delmarva's meeting, so we know what we're doing. They get to beat me up on Wednesday. You get to beat me up on
Hey,
Thursday.
look, we got a new member of the pulling club here. Future puller.
There you go.
Future puller in the making. So. Okay, that's it. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, and we'll see you next month, same time. And like, subscribe, and share. Get this channel going. And these guys are doing a good job so far. So,
thank you, everybody, for coming.
Absolutely.
Okay. By the way, Dave's still here. Dave's still here.
There's Dave. I've been hearing his comments in the background a little bit. But anyway, okay, we'll see you next month. And we'll.
Don't do that.
I don't know right now who all's going to be on, but as we get closer, we'll start getting the link shared and everything. So, thanks for coming.
Definitely got some ideas.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Thanks.